never meant to hurt you. Swear till the day I die. I never meant perfection. I never even tried. But if you wanna see it, and if you wanna feel it, we'll make sense of all this fiction. 'Cause when I botch, I mean it.
Here we are. It's time for the Botchcast. It's been a while since we've done a Botchcast, Jimmy.
Yes, it has. It has.
It has, and I feel we need let's get a reaction going. What would air horns? I think that's suitable for a rest.
That just reminds me of the Queen's death.
Oh,
that noise will be ever synonymous with the Queen's death.
Yeah. Okay. Clap one. What's that? No. Oh, actually, that was it, wasn't it? Of course.
Yeah.
Saint. Yes, I'm here with Jimmy the Saint. My name is Stuart Goward, and we are the Renaissance Band, and we're going to talk some pro wrestling with you now. This is the Botchcast. Or is it fair to say occasional?
No, we do every pay-per-view now.
We do, don't we? Yeah. The last one was special because it was the Clash at the Castle, and we did a watch along, which was fun.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you remember that? That was good because it was an opportune time for us, wasn't it? It was on a good time. Actually, WWE have reverted back to their traditional timings, obviously being in the States. So this was although they're still doing Saturday nights. I like that.
Yeah, I'm liking
shift in focus because it gives you Sunday to enjoy the pay-per-view, or you can stay up if you so wish. So this week this month, we're going to talk about the Extreme Rules Premium Live event, which emanated from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I do have some match graphics, so let me just... Yeah, I've kind of gone to town with this. Well, I've tried to put in a bit of an effort. If I can find the blooming things, they'll be on my desktop. Here we go, Extreme Rules. Right, so how am I going to do this? Right, let's key that up. Sorry, yeah, I'm rambling. Okay, let's chuck that up there. Right, sorry. Okay, right. Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Jimmy, where do we start with these? Obviously, we're going to go through this match by match.
Yeah. Let's bring up the first match.
Okay.
We can talk about it overall at the end, can't we?
Yeah, okay. So we kicked off with a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match.
Oh, the amount of Donnybrook matches I've seen.
Yeah.
It really took me back to the Donnybrook. Is that what they're called?
Yeah. That's what I thought it was called. I could be wrong.
I thought you Googled it.
No, I must have done, actually. Or did I? I don't think I did, actually. I think I was just going by what the commentator says. So it could have been anything.
We're just calling it a Donnybrook match, and we've got no
Donnybrook
idea
match. But it's the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. And it was the match to kick off the pay-per-view. It was just an Extreme Rules match.
No, Stu, it was a Donnybrook match. I just looked it up. It was a Donnybrook match.
But it was an Extreme Rules match with a bar setting. So there was a bar, pictures of old-timey Sheamus on the bar, lots of barrels of liquor kind of around the ring. So alcohol was heavily themed within the match. But other than that, I couldn't tell you what the gimmick of the match was. I wasn't entirely sure, but like I say, it felt like an Extreme Rules match within a bar.
Yeah.
I really liked this match. I thought it was a great way to kick off the pay-per-view. I'm going to call that pay-per-view. I can't be doing a PLE.
Go for it.
Sounds like a glue, doesn't it? It really does sound like a glue. But I'm just looking at my notes. So what did I like about this? I liked... It was a very hard-hitting match, wasn't it? Let's be honest. We got Sheamus and Gunther at Clash at the Castle, and that was a great match. It was very hard-hitting, very it was just a very stiff match, wasn't it? They went hell for leather. They were welts. There's usually welts on Sheamus's body, but
No, not like with Gunter. Gunter is...
Mm.
You still haven't gone and watched that Gunter versus Dragunov match, have you? I've set up for you on the network. But it is... Gunther is a hard-hitting bastard. He's an Austrian who doesn't care. And, him and Sheamus went at it. And then the other boys as well.
They did, yeah. So we had, what's his name? Pete Dunne. Oh, sorry, Butch. And who's the other guy in the Brutes?
Yeah, is he Scottish or is he Northern Irish?
I don't know.
He's from Britain, like you can hear when he speaks. His name's I want to say Donny Osmond. I can't remember. He's just he sort of came out of nowhere and became like Sheamus's guy, didn't he? And it was like, oh yeah, Sheamus has been, but he was probably on NXT and we just missed him. And then Imperium, there is the original Imperium lineup with old Gunther. I'd have liked there to have been a bar in the ring or something at the start, or more pub stuff. If you're going to go pub, go all out. Have a bigger barrel spot. Like Pete Dunne did jump off some barrels at one point, didn't he?
Did he? I can't. Did he? Oh, they must have done. Sure, they must have done some.
Yeah,
kind of
Pete
spot
Dunne did,
that, surely.
Or Butch. Sorry,
Butch. Yeah.
Oh, that's him, isn't it? What's it?
Okay. Yeah.
You can see how hard hitting it is. Look at it. Like
it's Gunther.
Butch or Pete Dunne is a very hard hitting wrestler, British strong style. And yeah, it was a bit of a mess, wasn't it? Like there was things going on everywhere. I don't think it'd been well choreographed. I think they just went, let's go out and beat the shit out of each other.
There was two moments in the match. I think at the start there was one where I think the Imperium had isolated Sheamus. The two other Brawling Brutes out the ring recuperating, and the three of them were on Sheamus and they're beating him down. And then at the other end of the match, the business end of the match, they reversed that with Gunther in the middle of the ring and then the Brawling Brutes kind of singling him out. So there was a nice symmetry to the match, I thought, with those two moments. And I think that was when it was at its best, when it was less chaotic, like you say, when there's less stuff going on. But I thought it was a nice way to open the. It set the mood, I think, for the match.
We actually don't have to say who won any of the matches, really. We don't have to say who won this if we don't want to do spoilers on some of them. Leave some surprises for Doolan.
Yeah. If you want us to do that, I'm happy to do that. I mean, it's. I don't, unless apart from. No, actually. No, you're right. We won't do that. I was going to say that. Yeah.
Let's see if we can do it. We'll see if we can do it.
If we do it, let's do it.
Let's see. That way we can put it out as a spoiler-free review.
That's right. I like that. I like it. Yeah. So it was a match that's, like I say, set the tone for the pay-per-view. Very, very hard. Very, very stiff. Very. I think Colin said it in the chat. What did he say? A slap down. No, a slobber knocker. Knock down, drag out affair. That's it. There we go. Well done, Colin. That's a great way of putting it. I can't see what he's put. But
it was. I did enjoy it. Rightly so. Great match, and personally, Doolan said go for it. Spoil it.
Okay. No, let's try and do it without. Let's do it without.
We'll try and do it without.
I'm happy to do that. It's not the important point, I don't think. Well, actually, apart from the title matches, I suppose.
Oh yeah, let's just spoil it, Stu.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. The Brawling Brutes won by pinfall. The Brawling Brutes won by pinfall.
It was their turn, wasn't it? Gunther has beat Sheamus twice. Has he beaten him twice, I think? So they had to get a bit. But Sheamus didn't get the pin on Gunther, did he?
Mm.
He got the pin on one of the other members of Imperium, which keeps Gunther's strength, keeps him strong.
I'm liking the Brawling Brutes at the moment. It feels like they've kind of just organically got them. I've read this on the website. They've organically got themselves over. They've kind of just gone about their business, and people are loving what they're doing. I think a lot of that was Sheamus getting that rapturous applause at Clash at the Castle after the Gunther match that he had for the IC title. That was Yeah, that was a good match, and he got a great reception from his home-ish crowd.
So it was interesting. My wife came in as I was watching this, and she went, "Oh, he's got red hair." I went, "Yeah, he's a natural.
True.
He's natural." And she went,
Yeah.
"That's not natural." And I was like, "Yeah, it's probably not, is it?" Because he used to have quite light orange hair.
Yeah, do you reckon he's more of a strawberry blonde?
Well, he's got no grey in it at all.
Yeah.
I think that is darkened.
Yeah, he's
I
probably a
think
lot
it's dyed.
fairer, isn't he? I think. Yeah, I think you're probably right.
He's
Yeah,
probably
he's
got.
enhanced his redness.
How old is he? He's probably about 45 or something.
It's got to be. He's got to be.
No,
Yeah, he's been
no
around, hasn't
silver at all.
he? Mm,
Even I've got silver, and I'm in. I'm out as old as I am, which I don't
late
say.
30s.
Late 30s. Yeah, 30s.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
great match.
it was.
Enjoyable.
There was a narrative thread throughout the whole pay per view where Miz was backstage. Obviously, he's been doing this stuff with Dexter Loomis. Dexter's kidnapped him, is stalking him, is just turning up at random events and just generally harassing the Miz. I think a couple of either SmackDown or Raw episodes ago, he turned up or he was in a mascot's costume.
Right.
And Miz, he was very much kind of on his toes. He's always looking. He was always looking for Dexter backstage, and we got a backstage segment at this point in the night. And he meets the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. I don't know the mascot's name, but it's the local hockey team. They've got a mascot, and Miz assumes it's just Loomis under the costume. Stamps on the poor guy's t-shirt that the mascot had brought along. Kind of like just rubs his heels in it in the dirt, and like besmirches Philadelphia and does some good heel stuff. And that story continued throughout the evening. It's a nice aside. It's what they kind of stuff they used to do, didn't they, in the Attitude Era, where you'd have like these little backstage
That's
storylines going
true.
on throughout. And I quite like those. It gets Miz on the telly, doesn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Um,
And he is good at what he does, The Miz.
yeah, which is always good. Which is always good. The next match we had was, it was
Spoiler.
yeah, sorry, it was the SmackDown Women's Title match, which was the only Extreme Rules match in name only of the card, of the Extreme Rules card, which I thought was a bit odd. But it was Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. Liv Morgan coming in as champ.
Ronda Rousey
Anyway.
leaving as
Yes.
champ.
Yeah. Yes. This was the worst match of the night for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was an Extreme Rules match, but Liv came to the ring with a baseball bat, right? Which is fair enough. She's taken on Ronda Rousey. You would take a baseball bat if you're Liv Morgan. But whenever either of them were using the baseball bat, do you remember the episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns has a baseball bat and he says, "I'm going to give you the thrashing of a lifetime," and he goes, that was like the type of shots that each girl was giving. They weren't great. They weren't selling them at all, or
Yeah.
putting any oomph into the baseball bat shots. I think you'll be careful, but at least make it semi-believable. There's no weight or anything behind them. And that wasn't just that moment. It was throughout the whole match.
Did they use any kendo sticks? I can't recall.
I don't think they did. No,
Because kendo sticks are usually quite good because they go to
Hmm.
people go to town on each other with the kendo sticks. They leave welts. They make a good noise. They eventually break. They're more durable than a baseball bat.
Yeah.
You'll get more wax. I've never liked baseball bats in wrestling because you
In
can
general.
never. Well, you just can't hit someone with a baseball bat in wrestling. They usually do that rubbish thing where they put the hand over the end and hit them in the gut with it, don't they?
Yeah. But interesting. They didn't really do that. They were doing proper full. And I just kind of like, it was weird, and it didn't look right.
Most of them were caught by Ronda when they should
Yeah.
swing and should catch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what she should have brought down? Old Liv. Nice bit of tasering, cattle prod.
What?
Yeah. Do you know what I watched today? I watched Kevin Nash in the Broken Skulls session with Stone Cold. and they showed him when he beat Goldberg, where Razor cattle prodded Goldberg, and that's what did it down.
It's a good idea.
Should have done that.
Yeah.
Brass knucks usually work quite well, don't they? They can usually pass them off quite well. A guitar, that always, you can
smash
completely bust that.
Nice visual.
But baseball bats have never been good.
No, if you can do a baseball bat, do it so, rig it so it just snaps after one shot. So it looks like Liv could have just done it over Ronda's back and it breaks. Oh no. Or you could have used the shattered end and stab her or pretend to stab her or something. I don't know, do something like that. But not just have these weak shots that they kept doing.
It was interesting as well. Like Ronda won, the fans booed, and it looked like she took it better this time because that's why she left before, isn't it? She got upset that she became a heel. She was a face when she came in, but I guess it's the sort of Kurt Angle thing where if you are generally good at fighting, people don't necessarily like you very much.
Yeah.
And they started to boo her, and she didn't understand why people were booing her. But she's not necessarily likable, Ronda Rousey, is she?
No, I don't think she's not. She's got no charisma for me.
No,
I don't. I liked Ronda when she first came in. When she had that got involved with Triple H and Steph at WrestleMania. I don't know how many years ago that was now, but when she had her first match, that was great because I guess it was the novelty of seeing her in a wrestling ring and doing what she does best. She was, and she didn't have to talk. She was pretty great. But when she had to then start, working in the wrestling arena, the wider arena, having to do promos and work a crowd and do, the kind of intricacies of wrestling. I think that is still a bit beyond her. In ring talent, no question, but kind of manipulating a crowd, I think she struggles with.
Stu, a simple solution, isn't it? Stick with Heyman.
Yeah, give her
turn her heel, give her Heyman, have her wear her fucking medals, her Olympic medals, her UFC stuff. Keep mentioning that. Keep mentioning everything you've done. That's how you become a good heel, isn't it? Like what Kurt did.
Female Lesnar. Yeah,
Kurt and Lesnar.
Yeah, just Lesnar fire. But she won the title. She is now the SmackDown Women's title champion, rather. Beg your pardon.
I didn't care.
No, I didn't. I mean, I felt bad because I liked Liv, and I thought they'd generally been using her better. I think, making her more of a legitimate champion. Not massively, but certainly from when she started to where she ended her title reign, I think there was kind of more. There was certainly an improvement in her reign. But yeah, I don't know what she does now. Whether she gets involved with a returning a member of the roster, as we'll discuss later. I don't know. But yeah, interesting times. It's always interesting when they change it. Make a title change, isn't it? See what direction they go with. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, match 3, the strap match. Karrion Kross versus Drew McIntyre.
This took a long time to get going because Karrion wouldn't put the strap on his wrist, would he? So they fought for ages outside of the ring before Drew finally got the strap on him.
Yeah, it wasn't my favourite match. This was like part of the middle flab for me. I was struggling with these two matches next to each other. They weren't. I think my two least favourite matches of the card.
Do you know? I remember watching Karrion back in NXT when he was in a 5-man fight with 4 incredible. I think it was like Adam Cole, Gargano. Who else was it? 2 other smaller guys. Might have been Ciampa and someone else and him. And they were all incredible. And he was huge compared to those guys, So he just had to play the big man. And he did his part. I like him and... Is it Scarlett?
Yes.
Their entrance, I think, is great. I think his hair, he should go back to either being shaved or do something different with his hair. It's a bit floppy. But their entrance was good, and she was good. She was like a good old school sensational Queen Sherry sort of valet. I liked her. Her outfit was, crikey, something from the past. Yep. My problem, I think as much as I sort of like Drew or want to like Drew, I find him quite boring. I find his matches quite boring. I think I would have preferred this match if it was Karrion versus AJ, obviously, or Balor, or someone smaller, so Karrion's size is more intimidating, and someone who can get the best out of Karrion. I don't feel they got the best out of each other.
No, yeah.
Hard hitting.
I do think it was the beginning that kind of it didn't set it up right, did it? It didn't really make me want to carry on watching it. It was, I don't know, it was...
I get the idea, like, you want to do something different, and you got the strap. So what could you do to something different with the strap? Not putting it on, so the bell doesn't really, like, I'm not putting it on, and then that's how he got the sort of upper hand, and then he just whacked him with it. I think it would have been more fun if he would have sort of took the strap down the side or something. It was just walking around with it, and eventually when Drew turned around, or to look at the crowd to go, what's he fucking do? What's he fucking doing? Maybe if Karen would have passed the strap to Scarlett and she would have attached it to a motorbike and drove off with Drew attached to I'm exaggerating, obviously, but attached it to something else. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to do something different, getting him tied up at the start, or something.
I mean, what do you feel about the culmination of the match where Scarlett intervenes with pepper spray? I quite liked that. It's an old school thing to do, isn't it? It's like I'll always remember, the photographer flash that cost Hogan. I can't remember what match it was. I think it was against Yokozuna. Can't remember.
Fuji with the soul. Fuji with the
soul. Fuji with the soul. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. I liked it. It's a good spot. I like Scarlett getting involved because of the two, she's the one I want to see most. I don't mean in a perverted way. I think she's got. I think she's the star in the couple. To be honest, personally.
Yeah, he's not quite there yet.
I'm not massively sold on Karrion Kross, but I haven't seen any of his NXT stuff. Granted,
it's similar to this. He's a decent big man, isn't he? Because but he's not incredible, and his look's not that incredible, is it?
I preferred him with his shaved head and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't like him with his hair like this now.
This is better when they first brought him up. Do you remember when they first brought him up and they had him in like a red leather gimp mask?
Gimp gear. Yeah. It's certainly an improvement on that, but Karrion Kross got sorry, Jimmy. As you were going to say, he got the pinfall, got the win. So the pepper spray led to a cross hammer from Karrion, and he won by pinfall. So Karrion getting the win over Drew.
Yeah,
which I think is great for him.
Yeah, if you're trying to build him up.
Yeah, it makes sense. More backstage bullshit with the Miz and the googly-eyed flyer mascot. Like I said, we mentioned that earlier, and it kind of just carried on throughout the evening. I think it actually ended up with.
It ended with him beating up the mascot.
Yeah,
and then Loomis turned up.
He did. He turned up. I think they not team up against the Miz.
Yeah, Loomis did him in. Did Loomis passed him out?
Oh, he did.
Choked him out, and then the gobbledygooker or whatever booted him. And then Loomis and the mascot walked off together.
Yeah, went for a pint, I think.
Yeah, it was weird. Because I like Dexter Loomis. He's good. I saw when I was watching my NWA heavily, he briefly came over to NWA
before he re-signed with WWE, and he had a match. I forget who it was against, but I was sold in that match. He was great. And such a it's like he's very charismatic, isn't he? He's obviously a man of very few words, but yeah, he does have a presence about him. He's got a great look and a great presence. So yeah, I'm interested to see him in the ring and see him doing a lot more. Hopefully with Miz, because I love the Miz too. Right, match 4, which was the Raw Women's Title match, which was a ladder match. Bianca Belair, the champ, versus Bayley.
Was this just a standard match?
Ladder match.
Ladder match.
Yeah, title was strung up
right.
in the ceiling.
That's right.
I love the start of this match. They both just did a double cross body in the middle of the ring. Again, very, very old school, but it was a nice visual to kind of just equalize them both, I think. You might come into this thinking, not massively sold on Bayley since her return. But yeah, I don't know, something about the image of them both kind of just crossing that double cross body and both being laid out in the ring. I don't know, it kind of equalizes both their strength and power, really.
I really like Bianca Belair. I've liked all of her title run wasn't amazing, but I liked her to get the title, all that run leading up to getting the title. They did a lovely package before this, didn't they, with showing her at high school, how good she was, like in her running races, just smashing people. Really showed that she was a legit athlete. And then she got a bit injured, didn't she? Did she get a bit injured?
And got bulimia as well, they mentioned.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife was in there for that bit, and I said, that's good they've mentioned that. And she went, is it real? I went, oh yeah, that will be real. Like,
you can imagine it, with highly competitive sports, and I don't know how that plays with the mind and how that can lead to other, mental health stuff. Yeah, definitely.
So seeing someone who's a legit sports star, she's strong, she's athletic, she's very likable as a person. She's really likable, isn't she? And Bayley, I like the fact that Bayley's got a bit chunkier. She used to be really skinny, like she looked like a little girl before, didn't she? She looks like quite a powerful woman now. I thought it was a good match. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the match, actually.
Yeah, it was good. There's a little bit of sloppiness with ladders and such, but I think you're going to get that with a ladder match, aren't you? I think that's unavoidable these days because they're always trying to one up each match, aren't they? They always try and do something different. I think that can tend to lead to, I don't know, just fumbling around with the ladders and such. So I'm not gonna take anything away from all that. But
talking about fumbles and botches, something we've got to mention on the Liv and Ronda one. Yeah, there was a bit where they had set up the chair in the corner, hadn't they?
Oh yeah.
And Ronda was supposed to get was she supposed to get something into it by Liv? I can't remember what move it was, but it fell down.
Oh, it was like a backstab thing, wasn't it? And then she was meant to propel herself forward into the chair, one assumes.
Yeah.
The chair had gone wayward, so she just threw herself into the corner of the ring.
That was good. That Ronda had the foresight to go, well, I'll just fucking chuck myself a bit of the turnbuckle and a bit out. She knew she had to do something extra on that, didn't she? So that was a good bit of ring IQ from Ronda there. Sorry, back to Bayley and
that's
Bianca.
Fine. Thank you, Jimmy. We've got some shenanigans with Damage Control coming in and trying to stop Bianca from climbing the ladder. After a few back and forth between them all. There was a sunset flip from Bayley onto a ladder. I wrote that in the notes. I can't remember it, but I wrote in the notes it was sick. So it must have been pretty damn good for me to use those words.
I remember that. And also, wasn't there a moment where Bianca picked both the Damage Control up?
Oh, there was, yes.
And she did.
She did a double KOD, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. She double KOD on Io and Dakota. Yeah, that was huge. There's a moment where Bayley broke off a bit from a knee brace. It looked like she was going to use it as a weapon, which she could have done. And the commentators made, pointing it out. And then she's going to throw that away. She didn't use it.
And
Like,
she
what?
kneed him with the knee brace she was already wearing.
Yeah. Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
That was just a bit odd, but it's just a little moment I picked up on.
Yeah, it was weird. Did it break off by accident, maybe?
I don't know. Perhaps it did. Yeah. Perhaps she was. Perhaps what she was thinking. Oh, the brace with no protection on would do more damage, but I don't know. It didn't look right, did it? It looked like she should have
Look rubbish.
used the bit of metal. But anyway, it was just a minor moment. But
Good outfit as well. I'm loving Bailey's new outfits, boots and
yeah,
trousers, and Bianca always does it as a great outfit.
at the end spot was great as well. Where so Bailey had she had a ladder in her hands, and Bianca Belair did a KOD with Bailey, and then Bailey kind of was still holding the ladder, and then
Yeah.
landed on the ladder, and that was the final moment that allowed Bianca to climb the ladder or climb a ladder and get the belt. So she retained. It was a good match. It was one of the better ladder matches I've seen as of late.
Bianca always looks genuinely really happy as well when she wins.
Yeah.
She looked really pleased to have won that match, and that's great because it's predetermined. So, but she seems like she's still loving it, and all of these things are still quite emotional to her. So I liked it. She's a good baby face.
That is a good point. Both of these girls look like they were having the time of their lives, and that's always. I think that comes across whenever you're watching a match.
Shit, those girls are having the time of their lives.
Yeah, they looked like they were loving the match, loving the business, and just loving being at their peak and just having fun with it. That's how it comes. I think if you're feeling that, then that comes across to the audience and makes for a better match, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. Bianca Belair won the match and has retained her Raw Women's title. Match 5, the I Quit match.
Edge versus Finn Balor of the Judgment Day.
Versus Finn Balor. Yes, you are right. We've got something in the chat. Colin asks, are they both faces? I need to sort. I'm so sorry. I need to sort out the chat because you can't see what he's writing. But he does ask, are they both faces? So no, Bailey's is a heel. You know, Damage Control are a heel faction, and Bianca Belair is a face. But I think they're both fan favourites, though. To be fair, do you think?
Colin in the chat there, ha ha ha. Shit, them boys are having the time of their lives. That's why I said shit, them girls having the time of their lives. Something that we used to, me and Colin and our friend Will used to say.
There we go.
Yeah, heel versus babyface, and then this was heels versus babyface. Did you enjoy it?
Match. It started off slow. I'm not going to lie. Started off weird with Finn Balor coming out in, I don't know, again looked like a cast off of Karrion Kross. So with a weird studded gimp mask.
Yes, that's what it was, wasn't it? A bit. At first, I hated it, and then I saw a close up of it, and I kind of liked it. And was his music a mixture of his original music and new Judgment Day music? It sort of had
it was certainly his old wasn't it?
Yeah.
It felt like a remix of that. I don't know. It was good though. I liked it.
Was.
I don't know if that had been aired before, but it was the first time I'd heard it, and it was great. I'm not a fan of the I Quit match. I think that's what I discovered.
Right. It's weird hearing them talk, isn't it?
It is. But I think this might have sold me on them a bit because I liked Edge's responses. You know, when he was saying, "Get that mic out of my face," or "Hell no," you know, he was.
Yes.
The story here between the two was great, and has been great. You know, the lead up to the match and the Judgment Day versus Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Edge. It's been great, and this added another layer to it. And the end of this match, seriously, was some of the best storytelling I've seen in a ring for a long time. I absolutely loved this.
Yes.
The way that they got Edge to say "I quit," I thought was absolutely genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
Well, as you can see there, Rhea Ripley threatening to concerto
Yeah.
Edge's wife.
It
It was clever.
was clear. I mean, let's kind of rewind a bit. So, the other Judgment Day members kind of started to get involved in the match and started to beat down Edge. Rey Mysterio came in to save Edge, which was a great moment. Then you got Dominic and Rey doing a thing. A lovely moment where Edge retaliated to Dominic and returned the kick to the nuts
Yep.
that Dominic had given his own dad. That was great. So Edge giving a swift kick to Dominic's balls. Just great moments like that. But it was the culmination where, you'd got the Judgment Day had overpowered Edge. They'd got rid of Rey. It was just Dominic and Damian Priest just holding down Edge on the mat, and then you've got Finn Balor going up to the top ropes and doing the coup de
Coup
grace
de
on his
grace. They were
stomach.
nice, yeah.
Coup de grace after coup de grace after coup. That was painful to watch, but he still
Yeah.
wouldn't give up. He still wouldn't give up. And Edge is a fantastic actor. I don't in ring on the screen, and he's going to be in. They announced he's going to be in some Disney Plus show. Oh, the new Percy Jackson.
Oh, is he?
Series is going to be in that. Yeah, so good for him. But when Beth got involved, that was when it kind of went to another tier for me.
That was good when she turned up. That was good.
Yeah, it really was. She kind of faced down Rhea Ripley, and then they kind of went off on each other for a bit. I can't remember how Rhea got the upper hand, but she did. And then Rhea was threatening to give a concerto to Beth, who was just kind of lying on the floor. And Edge, seeing his wife on the floor in pain and in danger, he eventually says, "I quit." The moment I loved was that Rhea Ripley just says, "Fuck it." I just gave.
Of course. Even after you said I quit, I was like, you still do it. You still do it. You still do it.
So good. It was so good. I loved it.
It was a good hit as well. It looked like it hurt.
And she sold it so well.
Yeah. She was just,
excuse me.
Yeah, she weren't moving, was she?
No.
I think maybe like a little hand twitch or something. It was very
She's
good.
still got it. Even when she was getting involved with Rhea Ripley, she can still go.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. Do you know? It was reminiscent to. Do you remember one of the Usos and Roman had an I Quit match? And
I don't. It might have been when I tapped out for a bit.
Yeah, it was an I Quit match because it was before they joined the Bloodline. Obviously, it's when Jay I think was having that feud with Roman. It was really good, and eventually Roman was doing something to his brother. To make him so cool. Was it I Quit or was it he had to join him? It was something like that, but it was a similar setup where they use a family member to get him, which is a much more emotionally grabbing thing, isn't it? When you're using that, because you can put yourself in that position. Edge was never going to say I quit. He was never going to say it. So
no, he needed something big, and I think they delivered. They got something that would. Oh, it was knuckle dusters, wasn't it? That's what
yes.
put Beth down.
Yes.
Rhea had some knuckle dusters in her pockets, which is great. So they had to do something big, and they did. A great moment. Maybe not a fantastic match leading up to that, but I think the ending superb. Loved it.
And we're probably leading to a mixed tag match, aren't we?
Yeah. I guess the Survivor Series maybe. What is that next? I guess that's next. Yeah, it must be November. No, it must be Survivor Series next. No, it's Crown Jewel, isn't it? Crown Jewel.
Yes. Which we could do a live watch along for Crown Jewel.
Oh, good, yeah.
Stu, who did a really devastating what's it called? Was it a swanton? One of the women off of a ladder onto a person onto a ladder and their arse hit the ground like nobody's business.
Oh, I don't know.
Was it Ronda on Live?
During this pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Was it?
I swear someone did.
If it was a ladder, then it must have been Bailey or Bianca.
It might have been. It might have been.
Or was
Bailey.
it Io or?
No, I'm sure it was Bailey outside on a ladder. And one of them was laying on a ladder. Bianca, and Bailey jumped and just caught her arse on her, and then the rest of it sort of hit the deck. God, it looked like a painful one. It might have been another dream. It might have been where Christina Ricci was Fester.
Who knows? But Finn Balor and the Judgment Day won that match. The bastards.
Good comment in the comment section, Stu, from Colin Doolan. I'll read it out because obviously we can't see them. No, Warrior versus Macho Man I Quit match was a heartbreaker. I don't remember that.
Don't remember that. What we're talking? Like WrestleMania 7 or something? I don't know. Let us know.
Let us know, Colin, because I'll go and watch that tonight. That sounds great.
I'm so sorry.
Even though Warrior only had about 5 moves, I'd still watch that.
Yeah, I've neglected to mention that I wanted to highlight Michael Cole's commentary throughout this whole match as well. He was amazing to kind of highlight the sick, dastardly deeds of the Judgment Day. You know, he was very passionate about, you know, getting behind Rey Mysterio. WrestleMania 7. Holy shit, I was right.
Nice.
I didn't know. That was purely a guess.
Right,
yeah, Michael Cole was on fire in this match, particularly.
I am missing McAfee. I am missing Pat McAfee.
Yeah, and they have had a switch around in the broadcast teams, haven't they?
Yes, old matey's come up last week. Old Bad News Barrett.
Bad News Barrett is now in the SmackDown commentary booth with Michael Cole. Raw is the Irish fella, isn't it? The Irish fella?
Oh, yeah, I don't
Irish.
know.
I think it's the Irish fella. I don't know. No, I don't know either. But with what's his name?
The bald guy, Corey Graves.
Yeah, Corey Graves. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Yeah, and yeah, there we go. Okay, the final match of the evening, match 6, was the Fight Pit with Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. With Daniel Cormier as special guest referee. Don't know who he is. UFC legend, apparently.
He got involved, didn't he? He threw him about a bit when they pushed him.
Yeah,
talking of good costumes, what was I liked it, but what was Seth wearing?
It was a tribute to RVD, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought, because he did that, didn't he, Seth? Freaking
yeah.
But why?
I guess it was an ECW thing. That's what I'm thinking. ECW original, RVD, being in Philadelphia as well, Extreme Rules. I think
right.
The ECW connection.
Yes, you nailed it, Stu. You nailed it. Yeah. And I like this because this was a match I hadn't seen before. They took the ropes off of the ring.
Good concept, I thought. I liked it. I'd like to see more of these.
I would. It was interesting. It was something we hadn't seen before. Cage, but they couldn't escape the cage with a platform. You get a couple of more... I'd like to see about 4 guys in this. You know, because Hell in the Cell has got a bit... You know...
Yeah, it has it's a bit stale, isn't it? I mean, they kind of... they nerfed it. I think that's the term, isn't it? You know, they made it bigger. It's less... It just looks less dangerous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas it used to look like it could fucking hurt.
Yeah, now they've made it red and they've overused it. And...
it's not... Yeah. It's not the same, but yeah, I like this as a concept with the platform, the no ropes. I think it's the no ropes, but they were still able to get some it was interesting. It was an interesting clash of styles, wasn't it? Because
it's really interesting.
Seth was still kind of coming off the cage as if he was coming off the ropes and using more professional wrestling moves, but obviously Riddle kind of defaulted back to his MMA days, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was great. It was interesting. It was great. It's short, I thought, for my liking. I wanted to see it go a bit longer.
So I'll say something like mid always goes on about how good Seth Rollins is, and sometimes I forget how bloody good he is. This match, I thought he was really good, and mid's completely right. He's an absolute star. You just got given the right storylines, and obviously showing that bit again. When him and Riddle were on the camera, he's like, okay, we done? Hey, Riddle, you still there? Talk about your wife who's fucking left you. That was really good. Good acting. Comment in the comment section by Colin Doolan. Daniel Cormier is an incredible wrestler and former UFC heavyweight champ.
There we go. Thank you, Colin.
And
he also says DC.
Oh yeah, he's put visually unexpected, really, as his body looks like Homer Simpson.
Yeah, he did, and he really did. Yeah.
You have to watch some of his fights.
But yeah, an interesting concept. Good match. Finish. I don't know. It felt like it just finished a bit too quicker than it should. I don't know. It just felt a bit rushed at the end. I know they had that big spot where Riddle just done that kind of, I don't know, weird like backdrop from the
yes, he did
ledge.
the same arse drop, didn't he? What's it called? It's called a it's not a swanton, is it?
A bro something, isn't it? It's a bro
diddly. Bro Derek.
Swan a broton drop. I don't know what it is. Something
One of his moves is called a bro Derek, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Bro to sleep. They just put bro in stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
He was a little bit more serious coming down. A little bit more.
Yeah, no scoots this time.
No scooter. I like the fact he paints his nails, toes and hands. I do like that.
It's full in.
But I do want him to get a little bit more serious.
A bit more, yeah.
Bit more. Bring some black into it. I do want him to put boots on as well. I find it hard to take him seriously without boots.
Yeah, I don't know. I quite like that. It's different. It's just different image, isn't it? It's like Zola Budd when she was running in shoeless without her spikes.
I think there's so much more to be done with this construction.
Yeah.
I
also think there's more to be done with this feud as well. I want to see it going. I want to see more of it.
I want to see a frog splash off of this. Oh yeah, definitely there's more in this feud. Frog splash off of this. I want to see like someone getting AA off. Someone really getting flung off this thing.
Yeah.
I think there's lots of fun to be had with that. With this new concept. Keep it coming.
Seth actually won the US title on the following night. Following on Raw. Obviously the next Raw. I haven't seen Raw yet, but he won the title. He beat I think
Bobby.
I think Lesnar got involved somewhere. I think he received an F5 in the evening or something, and that.
Yes, Brock came back, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Yeah. So Seth has now got a belt for the first time. And I think it's like 500 days or something. No, more than that. 900 days, I think it is. Like 3 years without a title for Seth Rollins.
Really?
Yeah.
He's still at the top though. He's still a main player, isn't he?
Yep. Yeah, he is. But yeah, good for him. He's one of the boys, and he's one of the main boys. But as the show went off,
I saw someone put on Twitter like Roman got the belts, Seth with his US title, Mox over at AEW with his title. It was a sort of look at the Shield, sort of still doing it. It's good. Interesting comment in the comment section from Colin Doolan. Can't think of anyone since Haku who hasn't worn shoes. Rusev was a non-shoe wearer for quite some time, wasn't he, before they made him put some shoes on?
Umaga. I'm sure he was taped, though. He had taped ankles, I think.
Yokozuna was shoeless as well, I think.
Yeah. Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah. The baseball player.
Yeah.
Zola Budd.
Field of Dreams, Zola Budd. I don't know what we're going about now, but let's talk. Oh, Matt Riddle won by submission. I put here. Was that submission? Was it submission? Was it?
Matt Riddle didn't win, did he? I thought. Oh no, he did win. He did.
Was it submission? Was it submission?
Did Seth pass out? No, he tapped. He did. He tapped. He got him in the bro the broski beat. I can't remember where he got him in, but it was an MMA move, wasn't
it? Yeah, yeah.
And then then Riddle went off up the thing, and the little copyright came up in the corner, and that was the end of the pay-per-view, Stu.
Yeah, and that is the end of the Botchcast. See, no, Triple H loves a false finish, doesn't he? Matt Riddle won by submission. Colin, sorry if we didn't make that clear. Good match. Go check it out. I can't believe Colin hasn't seen this yet. Surely he's seen.
He's had a week. But he's a busy.
Okay, man,
he's a busy dude.
To be fair, yeah. Sorry, Colin. I shouldn't assume that everyone has the same time that I get on a working day. But yeah, false finish. So the trademark sign in the corner came up.
Yeah. What? No Bray Wyatt? Because earlier on in the show they did show a White Rabbit little scene, didn't they?
Yeah, we'd been having weeks and weeks of teasers of QR codes and references to White Rabbit and the White Rabbit. I forget what the song is, whose song it is, but the White Rabbit song, and yeah, just lots of WWE doing a great job of being creative with, teasing a potential return of someone, and the rumors and people, having deciphered the codes and watching the videos and whatnot, believed it was going to be Bray Wyatt returning, and yes, Bray did indeed return, and he returned with some style.
Yes, there was a blackout, and the first thing we got was everyone's phones going up.
Yeah,
everyone there, everyone put the fireflies up, didn't we? And then we heard, "He's got the whole world," and the crowd were going, "Yes, fucking yes!" And then a light appeared in the crowd, and there was a man in like a Husky Harris pig costume, which I thought looked great. It reminded me of that Winnie the Pooh trailer we watched. Pig mask, t-shirt, pig belly. I thought that looked like something from a horror movie, didn't it? That was great.
It did. Yeah, it was like physical representations of the Firefly Funhouse characters, wasn't it? You had the pig, the buzzard, the witch, the rabbit was there.
That looked pretty scary as well. Yeah, rabbit or whatever.
I can't think what else.
Then we had the fiend.
Yeah, the burnt fiend mask was on the announce table.
Yeah. Then the fiend himself,
someone as the fiend. Right.
Which I thought didn't look the same shape as Bray.
It was a much wider fiend, wasn't it?
But he had the contacts in and everything, so they didn't skim because you saw the eyes. And I thought, that's Bray. And then it went off, and then we got a close up of the Titantron. Yeah. And we saw the house, didn't we? The Firefly Funhouse that was covered in cobwebs and crap.
It
was a mess.
Dilapidated. Cobwebs, like you say, very spooky, very. I know some people I've read some people moan about that. I think it looked a bit cheap, but that was the point. It was a kids' TV show. It was meant to. That's the way it was. That's the aesthetic they were going for.
And then they did a close up on the TV in the Firefly Funhouse. Yep. And it was.
Yep. And there was what appears to be Bray's new mask.
A new mask, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I feel about it. It feels a bit plain. I don't know. I'm happy to be, sold on that a bit more, but I think it was like a metallic, much more human-like face. So I can find a picture of it.
Bring it up. Yeah. And then that went off, and then I thought, oh, is that all we're getting? But then a doorway appeared, didn't it, Stu?
It did.
A doorway appeared, and a door opened.
Yeah, and then you just see the lantern coming out, and there he was.
Well, he had the mask on, didn't he?
He did have the mask on.
He had the mask on, and as he came out of that mask, and then he took the mask off, and there was a massive pop.
Yeah, huge.
That was huge, and I was like, "That's the big baby face they've got right there, isn't it?" Even though it's all creepy and kooky and mysterious and spooky, he's a baby face, isn't he? Like, you can't.
No.
He can't.
I've always said, like, it's set up for him to be their next Undertaker, their next huge supernatural character. He You know, just give him, just treat him right, and give him some good storylines and give him the opportunity, and he will, he's a creative genius, the boy, and just kind of give him that opportunity. He'll make you money. He really will, I think.
You've got to get him. You've got to get him the right, because he's not. He's not the best wrestler, is he? His matches are okay, but
I think that's fair.
Was the Undertaker the best wrestler? Like, he's one of the best wrestlers of all time, Undertaker. But was he the best wrestler, or is it the right people, the right storylines, the right acting, the right entrance?
For me, that's what wrestling is. I don't really put much stock in how technically gifted someone is in the ring, but this is just me, of course. I want to be invested in the storyline between the two, the build up to it, the story in the ring, and what happens, the ending of the match and where that leads. That's what I like, and I think Bray is great at that.
And I think he's good in the ring. He is good, but I think you've got to get him with the right, because there's certain wrestlers who can get a great match out of anyone. AJ, Daniel Bryan, Balor, Seth.
I mean, that's fine, and I think there is an audience for that, but it's not what gets me in. If I want that, I don't like the sport aspect of it. I like the entertainment aspect of it, and I think that's probably where. Well, I don't know. It's that's what gets me into. That's what's always got me into WWE, and I think it's probably why I prefer WWE over something like AEW, for example. I lean towards the entertainment aspect as opposed to the more technical sporting.
Well, that is why you'd rather watch Eurovision than go to a gig with lots of really, really good bands, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, give me the camp pageantry over.
Who should Bray's first feud be with?
Interesting. Surely, no. Okay, I was going to say surely goes after Roman, but Roman's got Logan Paul at the moment, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He's got him at Crown Jewel. So, should you throw Bray in there? I don't know. That might be a bit rubbish.
I don't think you put the belt on Bray. You need him to do lots of winning. He doesn't need that belt. It was weird when The Fiend went after the belt. It's like he didn't need it. He had so much going on anyway. And then obviously Goldberg fucking took it from him.
How did who was his last match against? It was Randy, wasn't it, at WrestleMania? Was it Randy?
Yeah.
It was Randy, wasn't it? So Randy's out, so you can't. I mean, that might be the logical thing for him to come back and kind of seek vengeance on Randy Orton. But I know he's going to be on SmackDown tonight, so.
Well, that's why I thought he'd go after Riddle. I thought he'd turn up at that match and go after Riddle.
That makes sense. Get to Randy through Riddle, maybe.
Yeah, but Randy and Riddle are faces at the moment. If you're trying to get Bray over, you sort of want him to kill people who you hate.
I'd kind of hold off. I don't want to see him in the ring for a while. I think you have him kind of just appear. I want him to torment someone psychologically.
Yeah.
I think he goes after Roman, but just because he's the big dog, and I think that's probably what you have to do. And otherwise, anything else seems like a bit of a. I don't know. Like, it's just a subpar opponent.
What if you dethrone Roman first before he goes after Roman? Because I'm with you there, because I hope he keeps these characters with him. I want those people down at the ring with him. I want those freaky outfits.
Well, that's the rumor, isn't it? Whether he's building a stable and who's going to be in that stable, I don't know. But that would be interesting where they go with that. Having the personifications of all these characters is created.
Keep those masks on those. Probably not the Fiend, but the pig, the rabbit, the vulture mask. Put them on people and have them holding the Usos. Have them just there spooking people out. I think would be would be good. Not like the rosebuds, but keep those spooky things. Keep those spooky things.
As a rose. Yeah, I mean, what? I think you could. I think you could. I mean, you could have like maybe Bray, like I say, just gets involved, shenanigans with Roman Reigns for a few weeks, kind of psychologically getting in his head. And then you have the Bloodline versus the Wyatt whatever at Survivor Series. Maybe, I don't know.
I just don't think you want to put the belt on Bray. I just don't think it's needed, and you don't want to have him lose. You want to have him go through lots of people. What
if Bray costs Roman the title?
So
Logan Paul is the undisputed WWE champion in Saudi Arabia.
My thought is Cody gets that belt, but it's still got a wire. Because my thought was always Cody wins the Rumble and then takes that belt off of Roman. But
yeah, I don't know.
That's a long way off.
Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a moment for someone to dethrone Roman, isn't it? It's got to be worthy of a big moment. Because that is that's 3. Is it 3 years? I can't remember what it is now, but it's a long time he's been.
Got to be huge. Got to be the right person. It could be Bray. It could be Bray. But sometimes it's dangerous putting a belt on someone. Sometimes it's really difficult. Doonan in the chat says, could be like Mick Foley, multiple characters from...
That'd be good. I'd love that. Yeah. That's something that hasn't been done. Yeah. Since, what's his name? Ezekiel and Elias.
Yeah, but
I think Elias is coming back now. I think they're bringing back Elias. That's what
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
They're just like erasing everything Vince has done in the last year.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Gallows and Anderson coming back.
So
Triple H is hiring people back.
I know.
Vince must be watching it going, what? I fired that guy. I fired him. Triple H doesn't seem to give a shit about.
No.
It's really
interesting.
It's
metaphoric.
Of course, yeah. I didn't think Triple H would, because these are all decisions that Vinnie Mac made, and it really seems like, Braun, Bray, Gallows and Anderson. Who else has he brought back? The other guy from Imperium he brought back, put him back into the team. Karrion Kross, he got let go, didn't he?
Yeah,
he brought him back.
Just lots of people that Vince specifically let go.
Yeah, so
it's make Sunday lunchtimes very, very quite tense.
That's what I thought. I didn't think he'd be doing stuff like this straight away. I thought this would take time, but he's just going, I'm bringing him back. I'm in charge now. I'm the captain.
Which is great. He is. Jimmy, summarise your thoughts on Extreme Rules for me, if you can, in a pithy like way, short and sweet. I thought there was some good matches in there. Probably a bit too. There could have been a couple of normal matches you could have thrown in. It's a bit of a weird pay-per-view Extreme Rules, having everything extreme, but still I enjoyed it. There was some nice storytelling and great ending. Yeah. Magical moment at the end. Yes. Similarly for me, a couple of duds in there. The Rousey match and what was the other one I didn't like? I can't remember now.
Drew.
The strap match. Yeah, strap match. That went great. But yeah, other than that, I was thoroughly entertained. Some interesting changes, title changes. The return of Bray was the peak of it. And I love that. And yeah, it's great. A good event.
Good event. Join us next time.
There we go. Yes, join us. I guess we'll be reviewing Crown Jewel. What do we do? Do we want to sign off from the Botchcast, or do we want to do the Anfine? I do have an Anfine.
I think we sign off.
Okay.
I really need a wee. I've drunk like 6 of these things.
Whoa!
And haven't been for a wee once.
Jimmy, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It's been great.
Thanks to those in the chat. Colin Doolin, thank you for chatting along with us, mate. Who else have we had?
Martin.
John Simmons. John. Martin. Yeah. Lovely stuff. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next week, please take care and goodbye.